listen to fall to the floor.
Hello. Welcome back to another Pen Talk. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be back visiting a comfortable place, Chinese fountain pens. So one of the nice perks about doing pen reviews is people sometimes give you pens because they like to see you do a review on them, and I think a lot of people can do their own reviews, but I certainly don't mind taking a look at a pen I haven't looked at before. This is the 336. And as you can see, it shows Shanghai Hero Pen Factory Company Limited in Shanghai, China. Interesting little logo type of thing here. It's don't know what the B is. I didn't put that on there. Notice the Hero is trademarked. It's a fountain pen with an iridium tip nib. On one end you got the 336. On the other end you have the Hero logo. So that's the pen. That's the box. I always like functional, simplistic packaging. So when you take the pen out, it's in a cellophane sleeve, which is also very common with Chinese pens. The cellophane wrapper also continues on with the identification, logos, some Chinese writing, and the fact that it's a fountain pen, iridium tipped and made in China. So this is the pen. It is basic design, certainly not as interesting or creative as some of the Chinese pens I've been looking at, but this is more of a fundamental one. This one probably has been in production for a number of years, could be maybe as many as 15 or 20 in China, so it's been around for a long time. The sticker here is a nice little sticker, which I'm assuming has some type of authenticity associated with it. The cap band has your typical engraving, but then you have the 336 model number there, which is nice. So, and it says made in China. I think this pen is still fairly active in the Indian market, and I think this is where this may have come from. Here's an ad I found for it in rupees, which is equal to about $6.70. Here's some current eBay auctions, and it looks like about $5 is the going price for this pen, which I think is a decent price. It's a pull-off cap, and it's very secure. As we pull it off, we see a very nice little interesting inlay there. You see a completely hooded nib, similar to your Parker 51s, 21s, a little metal finial here at the end of the barrel. It posts deeply. The pen is light. It fits well in the hand, either posted or unposted. It's plenty long enough. You know, that section lets you place your fingers any place you like along it, but if you like to hold it down near the nib, it gets pretty narrow, which is common of this design. The other thing that this has is it has something that some viewers find unacceptable, is an aerometric filler. I have no qualms about it one way or the other. It's just another filling mechanism. What's nice about this one is this one can be pulled off and you can replace it with any type of international standard converter. As you can see, it will fit a long section in there. So that's the pen. Overall, I think it's okay. It's certainly not a pen I would probably buy myself, but I certainly enjoyed having a look at it, and we're also going to have a look at it right. We're going to compare it to some of the pens that this Hero mimics. First, we'll just look at the 51. As you can see, the 51 is the shortest of these three pens. They just happen to be shades of gray for the barrel. The two Parkers have your classic arrow clip in a couple different designs. This is a pen that I have restored, taken it apart, cleaned it. It writes fine. You know, it's a nice medium nib. The pen just looks nice, but I'm not a fan of these types of hooded nibs. The Aurora 88 is kind of the only hooded nib that I have grown to love. And this is a 61. It's really not extremely obvious. There's a 61 there in the cap. I don't know how well it's going to come out. Yeah, it has a nice gray jewel on top, which Parker put into their top of the line pens. And another jewel at the bottom. Now a little bit of corrosion around this metal band here. I cleaned it up as well as I could. Pull off cap as we saw before. And that same type of inlay that's in the Hero 336. Looks like there's some color variations. I don't know whether that's from age or whether it was originally designed that way. But one of the things that makes this pen to me a challenge from a restorations viewpoint, it has a capillary filling mechanism. And they don't survive much. I know Graham Mia knows how to fix them and has done that. Considering I'm not a fan of the nib or the pen, it's not something that I'm going to do, but I thought it would be interesting just to compare, you know, pen from the early 60s to one from the 90s or in the 2000s. You know, slightly different design on that inlay, but, you know, the concepts there are the same. Your same type of hooded nib. It's a nice little turn up on the Parker 61. You know, you got a little band there. The sections are a little bit different. You know, it's not an exact mimic. You have a metal band at the end of the Hero, but no jewel there, just a little recess. It's always nice to show the ink that I put in it, and this is a BB ink, blue black. It's from Pilot, and it is a huge bottle. As you can see, 350 milliliters. And this cost me a little over $20 on Amazon. So I thought it was a great buy. It shipped from Japan. And, you know, as you can see from the inside, it's definitely a nice saturated blue-black. Along with my teal ink, I also want to do a blue-black ink review. But it's just something I haven't put aside the time for, but I will eventually. I mean, this pen writes first time every time. It is very consistent, which is one of the trademarks of a hooded nib. You don't get any ink drying out, you don't get any skipping, you don't get any hard starts. You know, light pressure puts down it's a pretty fine line, but you know, it's a decent amount of ink. Dries quickly on this paper, and I think this ink is generally a dry ink, so a dry ink in a dry pen, but it still works well from my perspective. Now you can see how quickly that dries when you lose that wet sheen. So hopefully you enjoyed this quick look at a Chinese pen which has been around for a long time and has its own unique characteristics as well as some characteristics shared by some pens from the past. So thank you for watching. May all of your pen, ink, paper experiences be exceptional. It's near the end of 2017, so I wish you all the best of the holidays and a great new year coming up. So until then, this is the end. Bye.